We continue our look at 60 seasons of Minnesota Twins baseball. We're joined by a very special guest today, former Twins outfielder Dan Ford. Dan, great to chat with you. I grew up a Twins fan in the Twin Cities. I was a young guy watching the Twins at Met Stadium when you were playing in the mid-'70s for the Twins. Let's start with your high school days, even before you were drafted. You played at one of the most productive high schools like 20 Major League Baseball players have come out of John Fremont High School in LA. What was it like coming through there, knowing that there had been so many great players before you, and then, as it turns out, more great players came to follow?
Well, that was one of my main reasons of going to Fremont High School. I lived in a district where I was supposed to go to Jefferson High School. And prior to that, playing ball throughout the city and meeting guys, and guys was talking about Fremont and where Willie Crawford, Bobby Tolan, Bob Watson, all them went to Fremont. And I said, oh, I got to go there. And that was one of the things I think I cried about with my dad to transfer me to go to Fremont High School.
It all worked out for you. You were a first-round draft pick and then traded to the Minnesota Twins. What did you think when you're a California guy, you get drafted by the Oakland Athletics, and then you get traded to the Midwest and the Minnesota Twins? What did you know about Minnesota when that trade occurred?
I knew nothing. I think I talked to my dad. I said, Dad, get the map out. Let's see where that is. And one of the main things, too, he said, son, it gets real cold up there. Being in California, I didn't have anything for a dress to prepare myself for the cold. But doing a little research on it, hearing about Rod Carew and Tony Oliva and Herman Killebrew and so, oh, well, maybe, it'd be a good place to go. And I got a chance to see one of the best hitters and, a couple of good hitters, Tony Oliva, too. I learned a lot from both of those guys. It was just a great, experience to play with those two guys.
You had a front row seat for Rod Carew's run at 400 back in the 1977 season, one of the greatest seasons a Twins hitter has ever posted. What do you remember about that run?
Well, that was a run that George Brett was in contention too, and you would, look at the paper and to see what George did that same day, and Rod. But he was some kind of hitter. When we get to talking about a craftsman that can handle his tools, you don't see that today in baseball. But he was one of those guys that would tell you exactly what he was going to do.
And now you've moved on, not in a baseball, no longer involved in the game of baseball, but instead in the horse farming business. What are you doing right now with horses?
Well, right now, since the epidemic is going nothing, but I had acquired some horses a few years ago, and by just the love of horses and raising horses, most people have something to do with them. There's a reason to have a horse other than just a dog where you can pat, beside you. But I got into the trail riding competition, which was really a lot of fun. It's throughout the United States here, and mostly I stayed in the area that I'm in now as far as because of the traveling. But it gave me a lot of, a sense of responsibility again, a sense of dedication. And I really learned a lot based upon dealing with horses and using my skill as far as being consistent as far as my training. They also had to train me also just as well, so I could be a better horseman. Yeah.
Dan, it sure has been fun catching up with you, and best of luck with the horses. Hope you get back to normal with the horse competitions too, and always great chatting with guys who were a big part of those 70s and 80s Twins clubs.
Oh yeah, it's always great to go back, and I had planned on, the event that y'all gonna have. I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully we can still do it.
I'm sure we'll get it done at some point. Thank you very much, Dan.
Hey, thank you. Have a great day.